Fathers Club, and Mr. Johnny Kruger in particular for arranging tonight's speaker, Michael Durant. The father-son event suggests several important ideals for the NBA community. First, we are reminded how fortunate the school is to have a dedicated Fathers Club. Secondly, an event such as this one provides an important opportunity to spend some time with our father or our son. Finally, like many of you, I am very aware how profound our Father is in our minds, our memories, or imaginations. Whether our Father is in our midst or not, whether our relationship with Him is strong or complicated, the relationship between a father and a son is significant. Almost every novel I teach in senior English is preoccupied with this issue. All the King's Men, Hamlet, Oedipus Rex, Death of a Salesman, Fences, The Great Gatsby, and many others you know, such as Huck Finn or The Unvanquished, focus on the relationship of a father and son. Last Friday, I watched a new documentary entitled All Men Are Sons, the story of 6 different fathers and sons. The filmmaker acknowledged, after serving as a teacher and counselor in schools for years, that we do not fully understand the significance or the profoundness of this relationship. He said, the father figure for all of us is like the metaphor of an elephant in the living room. Someone who casts a shadow on us, expects us to achieve in some way, or simply and positively is our great role model. In the news, we have seen that same concept played out when Michael Jordan lost his own father. In a great novel and film like To Kill a Mockingbird, young scout and every reader, viewer knows instinctively how wonderful, really magical, a great father can be to teach and to guide us, to express his love and care and guidance, simply to be there for us. Tonight we have some time for reflection about these issues, and I am especially grateful to be in this community at NDA where there are so many great fathers and father figures and sons at NDA who I know will become great fathers as well. No profession, no responsibility could be more important and satisfying than the role of a father. Please let me ask you now to stand. Alan Callison, one of our seniors, will give an invitation and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I ask that you would please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this night and for the time we have to spend with our fathers. May you bless this relationship as our fathers help teach us to grow into young men. I also pray for the sons who have lost their fathers and for the fathers who have lost their sons over this past year. We thank you for the life of Michael Durant and for his story. May we too learn to be courageous in the face of conflict. We thank you for this food and ask that you bless it to the nourishment of our bodies. May we not only remember those who have lost, but also seek to help them through their time of suffering. We pray this in your name. Amen. And if you would you please now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
To the flag of the United States for your Eagle Martin show. We've done pretty good. We've had a great year, really, this year with Father's Club. We've successfully raised well over $40,000 that we returned to school for different programs, equipment, functions, school needs. We have introduced a new golf tournament, which many of you have already signed up for. That is the first year for this tournament. We hope to continue it for years going on. Our tournament chairman, Jimmy Granberry, is going to come up and tell you a few things about it.
Thank you, Johnny. Out in the small gym, we've got a sign-up table. April 21st is the Father Son format first year. We're working on a creative format. Hope it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. It's a Sunday afternoon, lunch beforehand right after church, and then we'll tee off at 1 o'clock. And look for a really exciting day and a lot of competitive juices will be flowing, I'm sure, between all the fathers and the sons as we kick off this first term. We've got a little bit less than 20 spots left, and we'll have the whole board for ourselves. So that'll be a lot of fun. We hope everybody that has signed up does sign up. We hope that they'll see you on the 21st night.
Jones, the Vice President of the club. Richard wants to thank a couple of people who helped us a lot this year.
Tonight's Father's Club would like to recognize and give a small couple of appreciations to very special people, members of the staff here at the NBA, whose tireless work keeps the Father's Club straight, keeps us where we're supposed to be, and without these efforts we probably never accomplish anything. If you please stand when I call your name. Beth Warner, Nancy Miles, Nancy Mitchell, Susie Taylor, Ronald O'Brien, Janice Sowell, Virginia Bradshaw, Nita Snow, Martha Patrick, Angela Powell, Jennifer Howell, and Carl Marson. These people really do great work here in the NBA. They keep the school running smoothly, and they sure keep the Father's Club setting its ways and help us to accomplish our goals. Let's give them a big round of applause. In addition to our wonderful staff members, there are two other men that I'd like to recognize tonight. Two fathers, Jimmy Love, would you please stand up? And Lance Harbaugh, that's this way. These two dads showed up. These two dads showed up early every Friday night. They helped us set up the concession stands. They cooked all those gourmet hamburgers that everybody's here has had a chance to eat. And without their help, the concession staff would not nearly the success that they've been and help us raise all those funds that we're able to get back to the school. We have those summers to help our family. We appreciate all the hard work that you people have shown and dedicated to this school. Thank you.
We now have the tradition of the election of the officers for the upcoming year. With the nominated officers stand when I call their name. Richard Jones, President. Milton Maxwell, Vice President. John Atkins, Treasurer. Randy Herring, Concessions Manager. affirming this election, please say aye. It doesn't matter if you oppose it. It's affirmed. Congratulations, gentlemen.
One of the many remarkable aspects of NDA is our music program. An area of the school where we have almost a third of the entire student body involved, and they are led by some great men and women, and Steve Grunberg is going to introduce the music tonight.
Okay, you're in for a real treat tonight on the music we've got. We'd like to start with our chorus this evening, under the direction of Dr. Castle and Ms. Sadler. And for the first number, the chorus will do, we're going to do a real nice arrangement of Shenandoah, and this, in addition to the chorus, features cellists Michael DeBrune, Alec Berryman, and Andrew Mills. And accompanying him on piano this evening is Ken Stein from whatever that place is, Bellmead United Methodist Church. So here's the chorus. That first number is Shenandoah.
Love
Now, this first tune, another jazz standard, a little different ways. The standard Fly Me to the Moon. And this features my homeboy Charlie Pate. He's a great instrumentalist as well as a singer. Here's Charlie. Okay, the next one is a Grammy-winning instrumental arrangement of the Grammy-winning tune that was done back in our era, Fathers, and then done again recently. This is Lady Marmalade. This features Ben Poe on the sax. really special treat for you right now. After September 11th song, inspired by that day, which we all know well now, and collaborated with Nashville songwriter and music industry guru Jack Keller on this setting of the Pledge of Allegiance, which we'd like to do for you now. We got a little help from the chorus and some of our people doing this tonight. And to sing this for us tonight is a person I've worked with a number of times. He's a really great singer. This is Steve Fouché, and he's going to sing this Pledge of Allegiance for us.
Travel different paths and often disagree, but one alone cannot assure the gift of liberty. Together we must join our hands and hearts in loyalty and pledge allegiance, for now and evermore the voice of freedom shall triumph and endure. United we stand, strong to meet the call and pledge allegiance. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For every child who ever dreamed of opportunity, for every parent's toils to teach trust and honesty, for everyone who ever fought to make our country free, let's pledge allegiance. Our pledge we will defend the rights of freedom. For every woman, child, and man, united we stand, strong to meet the call and pledge allegiance to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve Fouché. In the part Constitution and Jack Keller, stand up, please. These are the composers of that. Thank you very much for that. And those that, thank you.
Thank you both, the jazz band and the chorus, for that great music. I don't think I've ever heard them play any better, and it's treat to make this evening even more special. At this event each year, the Fathers Club helps us honor 2 faculty members. We have some incredible teachers at MBA, and these are examples of the kinds of people that your sons get to work with and fulfill that mission. If they could come up, I'd like to say a few comments about them. Mr. Gordon Chenery and Mr. Chris Deagle. How about giving them a hand while they come up? Both of these gentlemen came to MBA the same year in the 1980s. Mr. Gordon Chenery, on my right here, graduated from the University of the South with an undergraduate degree, and then went on to Vanderbilt where he received his master's. He received the Outstanding Biology Teacher Award in Tennessee in 1993. He teaches biology, both regular and advanced placement. Next year he'll teach environmental science. He's been a recipient of the Davis Grant to study physical patterns found in nature, as well as other grants at the School school is given. He coaches, he leads trips out west, and he is a great friend to his peers on the faculty and the students. Mr. Chris Spiegel on the far right went to Purdue University where he received his undergraduate and then went on to Columbia University to receive his master's. He was a recipient of the Peace Corps Science Fellowship at Teachers College of Columbia. Came to MBA from New York City. He's led student trips to Hawaii, developed a garden that is still flourishing on the MBA campus. He sponsors a science program called GLOW, coaches 9th grade wrestling, teaches earth science, and does a fantastic job as well and received a number of grants. They are deserving faculty member, and it is a privilege for me to work with them and to honor them tonight. Congratulations. We have asked some seniors to make some comments at this event each year. And I was reminded by working with them on this project how fortunate we are to have the young men who do at MBA. I asked them to email me their talks since I have been out of town the last several days. All of them did so. And I remember a great moment that happened last week after class when one of them came to see me because he had spent part of the night before working on this talk and wanted to share it with someone and really to say how much he appreciated his father. It was one of those special moments in teaching where you know how lucky you are to have that kind of intimacy with someone to share and something they're proud of. And I'm proud of all these young men who are going to come up and introduce themselves and speak to you. So if we could begin, please. Appreciate it.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Bass, and I'm here tonight to talk a little bit about my relationship with my father. If you ask me who's had the greatest influence on my life, the answer is always easy. A band called Tenacious D. A very, very close second, however, is my father. The only man I can count on to be in my corner 100% of the time. In 1969, my father received the William King Award, given to the national football player who demonstrated the highest value to his school team, a superior quality of individual performance, and a frequent display of sportsmanship, all while continuing to maintain a high degree of excellence in the classroom. In many ways, I feel like that award sums up Larry Pass, a man who has balanced personal achievement with team goals and a genuine concern for the well-being of his family, friends, and association. In the last 18 years, I've experienced an enormous number of journeys. One of the most important and challenging of these journeys is the ever-growing, ever-changing, and ever-maturing relationship I have with my father. A combination of his advice and demands, balanced with my feelings and opinions, create a dialogue between my father and I that impacts almost every aspect of my life. So far, I think the partnership between my dad and me has been a tremendous success because we have recognized that although life is always the same game, the rules are always changing. When I was very young, my dad and I had a one-dimensional affiliation. At that point in time, my dad was an indomitable fortress of knowledge and power. He knew how to do everything, like ties and shoes, go to the bathroom all by himself, cook a meal, and even drive a car. I had no clue how to do any of those things, so I used to be pretty nice to my dad, so he would teach me. Our activities together were pretty lopsided, him telling me what to do, but he cherished the time he would spend with me, coaching my little league teams and teaching me to read. As I learned how to do more and more of the things my dad could do, the magic kind of wore off, and I started being a little less awed. I started realizing that my dad was a human being, an individual with strengths as well as weaknesses. In the beginning of high school, when my dad had suggestions for me, my first reaction was defensive, because I desperately wanted to be independent and to make my own decisions. Although occasionally he lost his cool, my dad displayed patience and never gave up on me. Eventually, my ego subsided enough for me to realize that he usually had good advice. I work well with my father because he wants me to succeed at everything I do. But he wants me to flourish in my own way and on my own terms. He has never told me what sport to play or what activity to get involved in. Instead, he encourages me to pursue my own interests and leaves it to me to discover what those interests are. Because he does not try to live through me, my successes are my own. In recent history, I think I've matured a great deal, putting our relationship on a new plane. We communicate in more adult ways, and his advice has become general and less frequent. We discuss important decisions and provide one another with meaningful insights. As I have matured, my father and I not only communicate differently, but also spend time together differently. Just the other week, my friend Will Frazier and I invited my dad to accompany us to Mr. Thrill Hill's art show. My dad was excited by the invitation, not because he has a special love for art, but because he enjoys spending time with me and my friends, as we enjoy spending time with him. The development of my relationship and understanding of my father has been a long and wonderful journey. As the years have gone by, my dad has changed from an invincible man into a complex, wise, and intelligent partner. The more I understand him, the more I love and cherish him. The fact that he is not perfect, his humanity, is what I love most about my father. While he may see himself in me in a different way, I see myself in him. In me, he sees where he has been, and in him, I see where I'm going. Every new road I travel, he has already been down it, and probably more than once. Every new problem and new challenge I face, he has faced and survived before, only to become stronger. My father's existence and his life provide a constant reminder that I too can succeed, and that I can overcome each new obstacle. Thank you.
Father-son relationship is like no other relationship. The lines of where the father bounds in and where the sons begin all from order. For my father and I, much of our relationship is unsaid. We understand each other. Sometimes he'll come downstairs on one Saturday morning and he'll say to me, "Why don't you go unlock the basement door?" From there I know that Home Depot will be visited 3 times and then you become possessed with the basement cleanup. It happens about twice a year, frequent time. We don't really know when it happens. It just comes in like a storm. And then sometimes it's a teaching moment, the unsaid moments that my father and I have. He'll come home like he did when I was 6 years old. He brought a contraption called the U-Bat. This is a most glorious baseball contraption. What it was a ball hanging on this metal post. Now, I was swinging at it for hours. Instead of him coming up to me and telling me that, you really have no hand-eye coordination. And you're really an awful hitter. He decided to give me this subtle hint that I might need to practice a little bit more. Facial expressions are always present in the relationship between my father. My favorite facial expression is the, "What the hell were you thinking?" I've done the same thing myself, facial expression. I'll forget that after my mother's been bragging on me about something. And then there's the, I'm really trying to be serious at this father-son dinner, but trying not to disturb everybody else while we're laughing again. So facial expression. Every son can see through these, but the
the unsaid of the father-son relationship is not always that simple. There are just things that must be said. Unfortunately for my father and I, we're both very passive people. Every year I ask my father, instead of going to the father-son dinner, maybe we take the money and go out to a nice restaurant. But every year we end up going. I actually really haven't come to enjoy these things. Not many people do. But, hold on, I promise you, this is possible. But we come to these things and we're on the same page together. It really is enjoyable. I really like seeing the father-sons interact. And once you're a micro, 7th and 8th grade, you're embarrassed by your father. You want to act like he's not even there, and you've been born by some circumstance, and you have no parents. Associate yourself with your father, he's not there, stuff like that. But naturally, as time progresses and you become a senior or a junior, you start to embrace your father's quirkiness. You have a sense of pride. I used to get embarrassed, we all did, but soon one becomes sensitized to this embarrassment. And it isn't the fact that father is embarrassing to you, it's just most young people just get worried about what the father is doing. It just happens that way. Usually my father embarrasses me, it's a conscious effort on his part. Never buy an athletic cup with your father. Especially at Champs in the Green Hills Mall. I think I was in 8th grade and I was like, playing lacrosse the first time. That lasted a while. Dad, I need a cup. Alright, well, we'll go to the mall. So we went to the mall. First off, we asked the sales lady, asked the sales lady what the toothpaste cap section was. She didn't understand this quite well. So we went back to the light athletic cup section, and we bought it. I actually ran out before we bought it. I was petrified. So my dad, trying to make me feel better, didn't help, came out holding the cup, making sure that he enunciated the size small. We walked through the Green Hills Mall, carrying this cup. I was thoroughly embarrassed. My little brother got in on it. He was 4 years younger than me, and he was shouting about my small cup. Needless to say, I was quite embarrassed. But it's these things that embarrass you as you go on and look back at your father and just laugh about it. And it's just you can't really describe it. You really enjoy it, unfortunately. The other reason why I'm starting to really enjoy these father-son dinners, no matter what happens to these things, no matter how good the speaker is, how much you hear the speaker, how good the food is, and no matter what anything happens, my father and I are on the same page. Today, not usually are the father and son on the same page, but when we leave from here, we understand, we have this better sense of understanding between us. We know what we've just been through, and we go to the car, we'll rehash the events on what son and father did, or what Steve said. We tell my mom, but she doesn't really understand. And my brother and I will get together and we'll sit around the counter with my dad and we'll talk about a speaker or something good that happened. And it's really enjoyable. And that's what these things are great. It always gives us a laugh, but we never really express it to each other how much we really enjoy coming together and being part of things together. Whether or not the Father's Club organized these events for that purpose, I don't know. But I appreciate them giving into me, my dad, my brother, and bringing us together for me.
My name is Dave Jackson. I never wear shoes in the car while I'm going to school. It might be 80 degrees outside, it might be 30. It doesn't matter. I do it out of habit. If my feet are cold, I just deal with it. I usually wait until we're near the intersection of Adam Martin and Essex before I start pulling the stops. In all my 6 years of going to NBA, I can count the number of days that I've actually driven to school on one hand. Of course, I never have to drive in the mornings because I don't have to. My father and I are always going to the same place. He's the director of business and finance. We usually listen to sports talk radio, and recently we started listening to Rick and Bubba every once in a while. Mostly we listen. We don't talk very much. It's not that we have nothing to express to each other. We're just not very energetic the same way. I can only describe our mornings in the Honda as the time we meditate in silence. It's not an uncomfortable quiet. It's not like talking to a girl you don't know very well, and there's a long pause and we have nothing to say and squirm with it. While watching Oprah one day, I learned a little trick. The relationship expert who was on the show described a simple test to gauge whether someone is comfortable with you. You take a person alive in like a glass that you've been drinking from, and you put that out near the person you're testing, within his personal space. If he makes an attempt to move it, then he more than likely is comfortable with you. The ability to sit in silence with someone is very similar to this maybe last test. As my father and I sit together each morning exchanging only a few words, we're expressing comfort with feeling each other's presence. We're expressing love without sound. People have asked me before what it's like to go to school where my father works. I replied that I don't think it is any different than if he didn't work at public school. He's always given me space. I've never found myself looking around to make sure he isn't there before I say something. In many ways, it's left up to me to find him during the day. Of course, there have been those rare occasions where he brings me a note about a doctor's appointment. As a nervous seventh grader, I felt the same comfort but not dependence of knowing that my dad was always nearby as I went to bed to sleep. As I've gotten older, I've found myself going to his office more and more just to talk to him. Maybe it's because I've realized I won't be living home next year. Maybe it's just maturity. I do know it's out of love. It is the same love that we express in the car together in the morning without speaking. It is very easy to overlook the opportunities that we, as fathers and sons, give each other to demonstrate our love. We do not always have to use words, but often even gestures. It is the realization that the bond exists that is most important. Thank you.
Good evening, board members, and I'd like to first say that it's a tremendous honor to speak for you fathers tonight, and especially to have this opportunity to recognize my dad and all that he means to me. For the past 18 years, my dad has been for me a teacher above all else. A man usually quiet and reserved. He teaches me daily, not through the conventional father-son talks or lectures, but instead through the grace of his own example. Throughout my lifetime, I've listened to my dad on countless occasions, getting up in the middle of the night to go to the hospital to visit a sick patient. While he would be the first to tell you that this responsibility is not uncommon for doctors, I'm always astonished by his remarkable ability to maintain a positive perspective, even though he might get only a few hours of sleep. In these moments, waking up in the middle of the night, listening to the back door open and close, and my dad's car starting outside, I'm able to truly understand what it means to be selfless, what it means to be dedicated, and what it means to be hardworking. When my dad was 42, he decided for reasons unknown to me that he would run in the Music City Marathon in the spring. Even for those of you who aren't runners, the very idea of running 26 miles at one time is understandably daunting. However, after several months of training early in the morning, along the tiring distance runs on the weekend, my dad successfully completed the marathon. In observing my dad throughout this process, as he struggled with both injury and the general pains of growing older, I was able to witness in him a physical and mental toughness and perseverance that I can only try to emulate. I was able to gain a stronger understanding of my dad's tenacity and willingness to set high goals. It is the image of my dad running by himself early in the mornings to prepare for a marathon that I often think of during my own cross-country meets, when the weather is hot or the course unusually dusty. However, even in those moments of unbearable exhaustion and fatigue, I can only envision my dad running alone in the early morning and know that I'll never be as tough a man as he is. As a senior in high school, I've thought frequently this year about my dad and his immeasurable impact on my life. I will always recall with great clarity the night last winter when we both were up late talking and he explained to me that his highest obligation was not to his patients, to any business or corporation, but to his family. It was through this conversation that I first realized the meaning behind my dad's every intention. For the first time, I was able to understand clearly why he was so willing to work long, strenuous hours without complaining, why he was not the least bit hesitant to pay the tuition for a school as great as NBA, and even why he was so willing to get up in the middle of the night and go to the hospital. It was in this conversation that I recognized how very much my dad had done for me, and it was also at this time that I was truly able to comprehend the depth and the power of a father's love. Next year at college, while I'll almost certainly be away from my dad, I will always have with me the intangible qualities of his teaching to remind me what it means to be a gentleman, a hard worker, a good friend, and a loving father. Dad, for all that you've done for Park, Lucy, me, and our family as a whole, I want to say both sincerely and unabashedly, I love you, and I'll truly miss you next year.
Thank you, Michael, Patrick, David, Porter. I appreciate your work, you being an NBA, and your comments tonight. You had a great public glimpse just now of what it feels like to teach in boys' school, to see an expression so open, so genuine, so authentic. It is a privilege.